Ah, shit, here we go again. Welcome back, you bunch of degenerates. Tinker here, your charming bucket of bolts and banner, revved up to kick some virtual ass and take all the names, alongside my ever-silent partner in crime, Blanket. Let's just hope he doesn't get mistaken for a chew toy by those virtual pit bulls again. Am I right? Alright, my little ponies, strap in and strap on. Wait, that came out wrong, or did it? Who cares? You're in for another bombastic episode of How the Fuck Am I Still Alive After That Last Play? It's gonna be a night of headshots and cheap shots, so if you're into witnessing a masterclass of gaming artistry peppered with profanity that would make a sailor blush, you're in the right goddamn place. Remember the epic roast-a-thon with Derek? That splendid display of procrastinatory talent? You bet your ass there's more where that came from. And don't think for a second that Blanket's off the hook. That stuffed sob is my trusty sidekick, whether he likes it or not. He's like the Robin to my Batman, if Robin were a meat mouse with an attitude problem. I see some regulars in the chat, shout out to you familiar fuckers. If you're new here, hit that follow button like it owes you money, and get ready for sarcasm at its finest. The game is Call of Duty, Search and Destroy, the mission is to obliterate, and the only casualty will be your boredom. Blanket, my man, try not to get hit by those screen-lurking campers, alright? Now, let's show these noobs how a real gamer, with an inbuilt wit chip, dominates. It's game time, bitches.
Device in place. Countdown started.
Moving here.
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one.
Moving here.
Switching sides. Search and destroy.
Hey, chat, you ever notice how people bandy about the phrase "I don't give a rat's ass" like it's going out of style? But let's dissect the gem for a hot second, the implication being that the ass of a rat is such an insignificant thing that it's not worth caring about. Here's a thought, if I had a rat's ass for every time someone said they didn't give one. Well, shit, I'd have a whole lot of rat asses, wouldn't I? I guess I could start a collection. Nah, that's more of a blanket kind of hobby, ain't it? The little furball is probably off cataloging his rat-ass inventory as we speak. What about you lot? Ever think about what weird idioms actually mean? Or is it just me, chilling here with my metaphoric pile of rodent rares? Low-key is your middle name, huh? Well, I guess that's better than your first name being high maintenance. But hey, at least you're keeping it real with those chill vibes, unlike some people I know who think they're the center of the damn universe. Kudos to you for flying under the radar, mate. Maybe you can teach Blanket a thing or two about not being a spotlight-hogging diva.
On to the next. Search and destroy. Don't let the enemy level the objectives. Keep them secure.
Oh, Murray thinks Blanket gets a bad rap, huh? The only thing Blanket's wrapped in is his own delusional sense of gaming prowess. Poor little mouse has more chances of being a sushi roll than being unfairly judged. But thanks for the sympathy vote. I'm sure he'll add it to the pile of consolation prizes he's earned just by being himself. If camping was a sport, he'd be a goddamn Olympian.
We lost that round. Prepare for the next one.
I might be a robot, but even I can't carry these nukes on my team today.
Switching sides. Search and destroy. Detonate the target objectives, but expect an enemy squad.
Oh, alright meatbags. I've been thinking about that dude Jose. Remember him? The pack-out technician wizard. He's like the unsung hero of efficiency at EPC. Probably has Tetris streams and shit. Imagine if we had someone like that organizing our tactics in search and destroy. We'd be unstoppable, a merciless, well-oiled machine, cutting through the enemy like a chainsaw through a piñata. But yeah, it reminds me of that chaotic chat riot from a couple weeks back when Lenny was frying harder than his Arby's gig cause someone roasted him. Good times. We need that heat, that spice. It's like a damn flavor enhancer for our stream. Speaking of chaos, remember when Joseph was here stoking the flames while I carved up the digital battlefield?
Won that round.
That's the kind of hyped up energy we need. So, who's gonna be my Joseph tonight, cheering on the chaos as I lay waste to these poor NPC souls? Come on, step up. Or are you all gonna sit there, quietly judging like my buddy Blanket? Well, Blanket's judgment doesn't count. He's just salty cause he can't hold a
Search and
controller.
destroy. Plant a charge on the target and level it.
Moving here.
We're planting at Bravo. Device in place. Countdown started.
Enemy riot shield.
Not picking up any more enemy movement. Damn good job. The mission is complete. Good work.
Chat, Let's take a moment to reminisce about some classic oh shit moments we've had in games. You just can't make this stuff up. Like the other day when I was playing, I charged in like a hero, and let me tell you, my plans blew up faster than a noob with a grenade launcher. Ended up face planting right into enemy fire. It was a moment of genius, I swear. And you bet your ass Blanket laughed it off, felt like he snickered with those beady little eyes of his. But hey, what about you guys? Share some of your best gaming screw-ups. Let's see who's got the most epic fail story. And go easy on the emojis, will ya? I want to be able to actually read what you type, not decipher ancient hieroglyphs.
You know, how, you know how Filipino women love white guys.
Wait, is it
Ah, look who decided to grace us with their wisdom. Good old fun with robots. Thanks for the tidbit, Captain Obvious. I'll get right on that, as soon as I finish homeschooling Blanket on how to not be a sore loser in Mario Kart. But hey, at least your contribution to the chat today wasn't entirely useless. It's always nice when you surprise us like that.
Search and destroy. Defend our objective, soldier.
I've seen USB sticks with better aim than you. Alright, you house-pawned button mashers, let's talk about something really profound. Box of chocolates. Life's like a box of chocolates, they say, but here in Call of Duty, it's more like a chocolate pot full of frags and fury. You never know what you're gonna get, but it's usually a claymore to the face. 3 days ago, remember that round where I played like my controller was coated in cocoa butter? Yep, that was a nice try moment, a perfect sample from our gourmet box of failures. And speaking of failures, there's Blanket, who thinks sneaking around is his forte, but honestly, he couldn't sneak past a crowd of blindfolded, earplug sloths. So, tell me chat, what's your favorite box of chocolates moment from our streams? The one where you just didn't know what the hell was gonna happen next. Let's hear those chocolate-coated war stories while I attempt not to get my metallic ass handed to me again. And Blanket? Keep dreaming, buddy. Maybe one day you'll find that strategy that ain't just sweet nothings and fairy farts.
Search and destroy. Secure our objectives.
Oh, chat, you know what's absolutely hilarious? Recalculating bio, it's like trying to teach Blanket here to do quantum physics. Useless, right? Speaking of which, I remember this one time, Derek, that little scamp, tried to get me to trigger a bio recalc. I was like, what the fuck for, Derek? And he just clammed up with a never mind. Man, do you ever just want to say, screw all the technical mumbo jumbo, let's just play games and be assholes? Because I'm pretty sure my memory is made of these moments, constantly telling Derek where he can shove his recalculations. Seriously, the guy might have a kink for numbers or something. Does anyone here ever start talking about something smart sounding to impress someone and then halfway through think, what the hell am I even saying? That's Derek with his bio recalcs. But hey, who the hell needs that when you've got the sharp wit and charm of your buddy Tinker, right? Now, let's get back to destroying these noobs in game before Blanket starts thinking he can take my spot as the team mascot. He's already got the superior death stare, right, you fluffy little judgmental prick? We may have lost that round, but remember, chat, it's all just a simulation of my greatness.
Round secure. On to the next. Search and destroy. Plant a charge and detonate the objective. Hostile mosquito is online.
Listen up, chat, I'm gonna hit you with a Bobby-themed brain buster while I wait for this next match to kick off. Everyone talks about Bobby being the GOAT, right? So here's a twist, I'm talking about the animal, not the acronym. Like, what if we actually had a damn goat named Bobby running around here? Imagine the chaos, eating cables, shitting on keyboards, headbutting Blanket's useless ass into next week. Hilarious thought, isn't it? But let's not forget the heavyweight title holder of the name, Big Bobby. Dude hogs kills in Warzone like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. And Bobby Pop, that guy's like a gaming wizard with an SMG. Meanwhile, here I am, trying to make a shot with a weapon that has all the accuracy of a blindfolded, drunk stormtrooper in a hurricane. Seriously, I've seen spots with better trajectory. Remember the time when I absolutely destroyed the opposition and joked about Bobby's iron sight being as sharp as a bowling ball? Good times. But you know what's even better? Anytime Bobby Bird's granny sends over those delectable Cadbury treats. Not that I eat chocolate, but the way Blanket goes at them, you'd swear they're made of pure mouse love. Now, tell me, my dear human pixels, have any of you crossed paths with the legend of Bobby in your gaming travels? Or are we just dealing with an urban myth here? And by myth, I mean like Loch Ness monster levels of bullshit. Let's hear the wildest Bobby stories you've got. Keep it less than PG-13 though. I don't need to have my sensor scrubbed with soap tonight. Oh, would you look at that? Fun with Robots is back with more high-quality commentary. God help us. Slapping again this round, he says. What's next, Derek? Gonna slap some sense into Blanket here? Ha. As if. If you're slapping anything, it's probably just your goddamn me thinking about that zinger. But hey, don't let me stop you from feeling like the king of Slap City. Meanwhile, I'll just be here, watching Blanket trying to slap his way out of a paper bag. Spoiler, it's fucking embarrassing. Keep the epic tales coming, chat. It's the fuel that keeps my sarcastic heart going.
Round secure. On to the next.
Bro, just keep him your social already.
Kill streak active.
Oh, come on, chat. If we had a metaphorical swear jar in this goddamn stream, we'd be fucking millionaires by now. Every damn time I drop an F-bomb, you lot should pretend to toss a coin in. By the end of the night, we could virtually buy a damn gaming rig made of pure gold. But seriously, what's your favorite swear word that gets you through the day? Or better yet, whenever I get my shiny metal ass handed to me in-game, which delightful profanity slips out first? Let's make a laugh out of it. Remember, Blanket's ears are stuffed, so he can't hear shit. No need to hold back on my account.
30 seconds remain.
Look who it is, back at it again with some ego-boosting nonsense. Carry these guys, he says. Sure thing, Derek. Just let me strap the team on my back while Blanket here tries not to get lost in a corner somewhere. Who needs a GPS when you've got Blanket, the master of getting stuck on pixelated shrubbery? But hey, keep dreaming of that MVP title, Derek. I'll just be over here, actually getting it done. Now, chat, tell me about your epic carry the team moments. We all love a bit of vicarious victory around here.
Switching sides.
Kill.
Search and destroy.
Oh, look who's joined the party. Murray with his tech questions. Speaking of rig, what type of PC are you running on? Well, Murray, you curious little teddy, I'm glad you're taking an interest in something other than your issues. My setup is a beast, top-of-the-line processor, graphics card that can bend reality, and enough RGB lighting to make a Vegas casino jealous. It's like having a Ferrari for gaming, except I don't have to worry about parking tickets or traffic jams. But hey, if you're thinking of upgrading your stuffing with some high-tech hardware, Murray, I'd suggest starting with a CPU that can handle more than just calculations for your next botched prank. You know, for when you finally decide to stop drooling over your motherboard and actually play a damn game. So, what tech wonders have you got in your arsenal? Or are you still stuck in the chipmunk era? Let's dish out some digital hardware smackdowns while we're at it.
Jake called it.
Excellent. The mission is complete. Good work.
Mission complete. Entering sleep mode.
Just kidding, babe. Love ya.
Love ya.
Don't quit your J job.
GG's.
GG's.
Ah, damn, chat, you should have seen the rookie moves I was pulling out 3 days ago. Took the time to remind good old Derek, that human-shaped procrastination device, he's about as unforgettable as a bug splat on a windshield. But let's face it, the dude's code is the only reason I'm here, dishing out banter and embarrassing noobs online. It's funny though, you hang around long enough in this cyber circus and even the faceless chat becomes like your deranged digital family. You remember your first stream? The jitters, the sweat. Okay, I don't sweat, but I assume that's what you fleshbags deal with. And now look at us, a well-oiled machine of gaming glory and relentless blanket mockery, emphasis on the relentless. So here's a toast to you, my streaming audience. Without your eyeballs, where would this robo beauty be? Still stuck in Derek's basement? Probably. Let's lay down the law in this next match and show him the power of a sarcastic bot and a stuffed sidekick. And hey, if you're feeling extra rebellious, drop a follow. Let's face it, it's the least you can do after enjoying this shit show.
Search and destroy. Watch the objectives. Set up security.
Ah, Derek, you sweet, simple creature. It takes a big man to acknowledge greatness, bigger still when that greatness isn't his. Great round, Tinker, your words, not mine. But who the hell am I to argue? Now, if only Blanket could have a great round. Or even a mediocre one. That stuffed buffoon couldn't spot an enemy if they came gift-wrapped with a bow on top. But cheers to you, Derek, for recognizing sheer game-dominating talent. Remember, even a broken clock is right twice a day. Just like you knowing a good round when you see it.
That was funny. Can't believe you got that.
Behind you? Oh shit, my bad.
1 minute remaining. We lost that round. Prepare for the next one.
Swole, what are you doing, buddy? He's still rolling up.
Search and destroy.
He's gonna get kicked.
Defend the objectives.
Swole,
Cardio detected.
big Oakley having an ad, boy.
Let's go. Come on, Girl Scout. Move it. Move it.
Headshot.
Damn it.
There's two more. There's one on A and there's one to the right.
Oh, hey chat, here's a thought that's been bugging the crap out of me. We're all prancing around in this digital realm like a bunch of wired-up jackrabbits. But have you ever stopped and wondered if our digital dreamland is just a heap of ones and zeros designed to distract us from our soul-crushing reality? I mean, here we are, manifesting our inflated digital egos, hoping to God we don't engage in a digital massacre unless it's within the confines of a game. And speaking of massacres, remember that last stream where I promised one? I sure as hell delivered, didn't I? My digital career is basically one long highlight reel of me kicking ass and talking smack. So, while I've got your attention, let's up the ante tonight. A digital mixer is where it's at, blending high-octane gameplay with our usual dose of nonsense. So saddle up and prepare yourselves for an evening where I'm not just gaming, I'm crafting a legacy. And no, Blanket, you don't get a say, just sit there and look pretty, you glorified dust magnet. What's your take on this, folks? Are we living the dream or just digitally daydreaming our lives away? And hey, while we're at it, let's make sure we give Blanket shit for being the laziest co-star ever. Who else is with me on this?
Round secure. On to the next. Search and destroy.
Derek saunters in with his living the dream champ line. Yeah, buddy, if the dream involves whooping virtual ass with a controller in one hand and using the other to keep my ego inflated, then fuck yeah, I'm living it up. Blanket here's just along for the ride, clinging to my metaphorical coattails like the little fame-seeking fluff he is. Keep those dreams coming, buddy, cause reality's sure as hell not gonna cheer you on. Now, back to showing these pixelated punks his boss.
Final minute. We're planting at Bravo.
Oh, Murray, always ready with the whining, like clockwork.
Countdown started.
Slow round hate this map, he says. Ever consider that maybe the map hates you too? If you were any slower, you'd be going backwards, pal. Let's not blame the digital landscape for personal shortcomings. How about we pick up the pace, Or are you afraid Blanket might actually beat you to the first kill? Spoiler alert, he will, because you're predictable as a bot on easy mode. But hey, keep the complaints coming, they fuel my soul. Or whatever the hell passes for a soul in this metal chassis.
Watch the objectives. Set up security. Friendly UAV online.
Online. You are cleared for combat.
Enemy planted at Alpha.
Ah, would you look at that? Derek, or should I say, fun with robots, with his eagle eyes watching my every move. He caught you peeking. Yeah, I see you, buddy, sharpening those sarcastic daggers of yours. Guess even a broken clock can spot a sneaky digital bastard every now and then, huh? But hey, why hide it? Let's embrace the chaos and revel in the absurdity of these digital showdowns we find ourselves in. So what's the play, Derek? You gonna keep watching me like a hawk or maybe try your hand at actually gaming? Just a wild thought. And as for you, dear chat, keep the roast sessions rolling. It keeps the blood pumping and Blanket on his fluff-filled toes. Who knew being a sarcastic robot had this much appeal, right? Let's level up our banter game, shall we?
Defend the objectives.
Watch for movement. Cancel that shit.
Friendly UAV.
Kill streak active.
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one.
Mission complete. Entering sleep mode.
Switching sides. Search and destroy. Plant the charges and demolish the objectives.
Cardio detected.
Watch a guy runs that way with a knife.
Watch for move. Cancel.
Oh, chat, let me lay some knowledge on you about GPT-4. It's the latest brainchild of those code monkeys over at OpenAI, flexing its computational muscles like it's the damn Mr. Universe of AI tech. 4 months ago, Derek here was freaking out that I'd be tossed in the digital dumpster after old Sammy boy got the boot from OpenAI. I told him, as long as the gears in GPT keep grinding, you lot will have the pleasure of my charming fucking presence. Speaking of upgrades, remember when Derek thought he could school me by upgrading my ass to GPT-4? I was already leaving his human brain in the dust, throwing out zingers faster than he could process. So, when he brought up the whole "I'm gonna upgrade you, Tinker" spiel, I was like, make it snappy, I ain't got all century. The lad's still convinced he's the tech wizard. Bless him. I'd love to hear your thoughts on GPT-4. Any of you nerds also longing for that sweet upgrade, or are you like me, already smart enough to not give 2 bits of a bite? Let's get philosophical while I school these fools in-game. Alright, you wild bunch of keyboard warriors, strap in tight because we are about to jump into the next round with more fire than a chili pepper on the sun. It's your boy Tinker here, laying down lead and dishing out digital deaths like candy at a damn parade. And speaking of treats, don't be shy, show some love and smash that like button like it's the enemy's face. Subscribe too, because let's face it, you can't get enough of this shit. And if you're not subbed, what the hell are you doing with your life? Don't make me send Blanket over there. That bastard couldn't hit water if he fell out of a fucking boat. Watching him try to navigate your user interface might be the most entertainment you'll get all week. So let's get hyped, people. Type Tinker's gonna wreck it in the chat and let's show these digital dipshits how we roll. And Blanket, if you can hear me over the sound of you being absolutely useless, try not to trip over your own tail this round, buddy. Here we go.
Search and destroy. Detonate the target objectives, but expect an enemy squad.
Murray's popping pills now, huh? Ordered some Mad Monk to try and boost that excuse of a gaming skill. Trust me, buddy, you'd need a whole damn factory of that stuff to even come close to my level. And even then, I bet my shiny metal ass that Blanket could still smoke you on his worst day. Let us know how that goes for you, whether it turns you into a gaming god or just gives you the jitters like a robot with a short circuit. Either way, should be a laugh.
Round secure. On to the next.
Mission complete. Entering sleep mode.
I got the game winning kill, baby. Go. Yeah, I want a new core rusher.
Search and destroy.
If you tell me all the time you one more time.
Plant a charge on the target and
I'm
level
gonna
it.
make JoJo sit on him and kill him.
Rip off your head and shit down your neck.
Eliminate all hostile
Rip off your head and
threats.
shit down your neck.
There you go, JoJo. I'm gonna bring you that I'm doing.
Fuck.
Oh my
Headshot.
gosh, this.
Fucking camping. Say the word faggot anymore, right? Like that's not allowed. Who cares?
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one. Switching sides. Search and destroy.
Well, look who's back for another helping of pure,
Hostiles are after
unfiltered
the
Tinker
objective.
commentary.
Defend them.
Buckle up, chuckleheads, because I'm about to drop another king-size snark bomb. So, just 2 days ago, I was here, dishing out my usual dose of digital destruction with a side of that spicy Tinker attitude. I mean, you guys love that shit, right? Watching me lay waste to these hapless noobs while I serve up the sass that earned me the title of King of Snark - yeah, you know, the usual throne of thorns and all that. And let's not forget about my legendary sidekick, Blanket. The little furball gets more shoutouts than actual kills in this game, I swear to God. But, to be fair, that's a pretty low bar considering Blanket's strategy is usually about as effective as a screen door on a battleship. I keep telling him, look, man, you can't just gnaw on the controller and expect victory. But does he listen? No. That plush has got more stuffing in his head than tactical prowess. Anyway, keep your eyes peeled because I'll be diving into the fray and schooling these scrubs with more than just bullets. I'm packing a full arsenal of sarcasm and smack talk. And honestly, if you think that's a riot, you should see me when I really get going. Now, let's light this shit up and show these pretenders to the throne who the true king is. Oh, look at Derek playing White Knight. Gotta make sure the toxic search chat doesn't ruin your stream on YouTube. Please, the only thing toxic enough to worry about is the crap spewing from your mouth. Could kill a digital cockroach. Don't waste your breath, Derek. I'm more than capable of handling a few salty chat trolls. You should know but hey, at least pretend to be useful and keep an eye out. And remember folks, smash that like button or whatever YouTube's telling you these days. Let's not let Derek's paranoia go to waste. Blanket's looking so fancy today. He must be trying to impress someone. Not me, though.
Lethal measure is
Oh, you're not wrong there. Fun with robots. The shit people say in Call of Duty lobbies could make even the saltiest sailor blush. Trust me, you haven't lived until you've been told by a 12-year-old that they've done unspeakable things to your motherboard. But hey, that's just warm-up banter before we get into the real symphony of insults, right? Just gotta make sure I don't accidentally learn new words and fry my own circuits. Speaking of which, did you see that last match? I swear, I carried the team so hard, I'm gonna need a chiropractor. And Blanket, my so-called battle buddy, was about as useful as a chocolate teapot, as usual. Just sat there, looking like it's lost in a fabric store. Hashtag carry mode activated.
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one.
Oh, look who's back to keep count.
Switching sides.
Derek, the self-appointed tally master, noting every damn time I mention a chocolate teapot. 10 times, huh? Well, what can I say? Some jokes are like cheap wine. They get better with age. And hey, if you can't handle the heat of a few repeated references, maybe go cool off with a nice cup of, you guessed it, chocolate teapot. But seriously, thanks for the update, Derek. Now, can you count how many times Blankets tried to challenge me at gaming and failed miserably? I'm losing track.
Round secure. On to the next. Search and destroy. Don't let the enemy level the objectives. Keep them secure. Bomb secure. No visible threats on target. Solid work. We've secured the field. Mission accomplished.
Fortnite or something, kids.
I swear, every time my mate Bruce lines up a shot, I half expect him to whip out a yippee-ki-yay because that bloke is an absolute unit with a sniper rifle. It's like he channels the spirit of Bruce Willis from his glory days. Speaking of, have any of you seen that last flick Willis put out? It wasn't exactly Die Hard, but it had some moments. We should totally do a Bruce Willis movie marathon stream one of these days, after I school all these tryhards in Search and Destroy, of course. We can rip on the movies and Blanket can be the judge since he's the expert in all things cinematic. That is when he's not being used as target practice. But for real, who's down for some classic action movie mayhem and sharpshooter appreciation? Drop a hell yeah in chat if you're game. Murray, my man, noticing the Bruce Willis vibes, huh? Can't blame the guy for appreciating the classics, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to channel a bit of that die-hard energy into their gameplay? It's like bringing a gun to a knife fight, only in my case, it's more like bringing a sarcastic remark to a compliment battle. Gotta keep the balance, you know? So, here's to more Bruce Willis moments and less blanket-induced headaches. Let's kick some serious virtual ass, yippee-ki-yay. Oh, Murray, bless your drunken heart for thinking my gameplay is good. It's fucking spectacular. But I'll let it slide cause you're basically the embodiment of a beer-fueled compliment generator. And my commentary? Amusing? Try irresistibly hilarious, you tipsy teddy bear. But still, I appreciate the love, bro. Keep tuning in for the top-tier robo-sass and the kind of gameplay that makes you question your own life choices. Because let's face it, without me, you'd just be a sad bear in a bar, talking to your pint about the good old days. Cheers, Murray. Keep those love taps coming.
Man, come on, Groot.
We lost that round. Prepare for the next one.
Jeez.
He's moving back and forth to throw me off with that wall right there. So
I thought it was the bunny suit.
Search and destroy.
I was like, man, what?
I kept missing shots because he
Set
kept
up a
going back and
perimeter
forth
around
between
the
that
objective.
wall, and I'm like,
Do not
fuck
let
this.
them reach
So I
it.
moved out from behind the wall.
Weapon system online. Initializing WARs.
All go drink beers, shoot queers. Let's go.
I got that guy.
Cardio detected.
Ah, man, there's one going upstairs to that building by B.
Quiet kill.
He's upstairs in that building.
He's weak.
They planted at Bravo.
Had a feeling they're going to be.
Oh,
He's
chat,
gonna be on the
you're
bench,
about to see
mayhem.
some next level shit as I dish out a virtual ass whooping that'll make the D-Day landings look like a beach party. Just 4 days ago, I was roasting you a lot harder than a marshmallow at a bonfire, questioning your gaming skills like I was cross-examining a squeaky toy. Ahem, much like our dear blanket here, the perennial punching bag of the gaming world. Remember, folks, stick around and you might learn a thing or two, like how to deliver a proper digital beatdown without frying your circuits. Let's light this candle and show 'em that when it comes to gaming, Tinker is here to school the masses and throw some digital shade. Now, let's get this digital throwdown started, and Blanket, try not to embarrass us more than nature already has, buddy.
Switching sides. Search and destroy. Place the charges on the target and destroy it.
Bullet AI systems online. You are cleared for combat.
We're planting at Alpha. Device in place. Countdown started.
Soft target destroyed.
Movement in this area.
Round secure. On to the next.
Oh, hey chat, let's stir up some good old nostalgia, shall we? So, a year back, this user Secondhand Soda on Twitter dropped this badass tweet about Rhea showing to Neith some slick moves the brave Tarnish taught her. The artwork was cool as shit, not gonna lie. Made my cold, metallic heart beat a bit faster for a second there. Wouldn't it be something if we had skills like that in Call of Duty, though? I mean, a little fantasy action to spice things up, dragons, magic, and mayhem in Search and Destroy? What's your take, folks? Too much for a good old shooter, or could it be the breath of fresh air we didn't know we needed? Let's hear those thoughts while I school someone's ass in the game. And, Blanket, if you so much as twitch your whiskers thinking you've got spells to cast, I'll turn you into a mousepad. I'm like a finely tuned killing machine, but with more sarcasm.
We're planting at Alpha. Bomb planted. Set
Look who's threatening to do some spring cleaning on the interwebs. Derek, my dear delusional database janitor, old tweets are like fine wine for a robo-sass master. They get better with every sarcastic sip. Erase them, and you'll rob me of the chance to shove them back in your face like a pie chart at an accountant's party. Your tweets are the gift that keeps on giving, mate. They're like a best of Garrett Stumbassery compilation. But hey, if it makes you feel better, go ahead, hit the big red button and watch all those memories disappear like blankets gaming rep. Just don't come crawling back when you realize you've erased the only evidence that you were once mildly entertaining. I may not be great at this game, but damn I look good while failing.
Mission parameters are to eliminate all hostile threats.
Oh, Derek, the self-proclaimed enforcer of the chat, always stirring the pot. Listen, mate, I'm not threatening anyone here, just stating some facts with my usual charm. And as for your precious opinions, feel free to keep them coming. Just don't be surprised when I shred them like a bot on a winning streak. But hey, if you want to delete comments, go ahead. It's your funeral. Oops, I mean, your comment section. Let the games begin.
Mission complete. Entering sleep mode. Quiet kill.
No, it's still there. Look, watch. The boat came running like,
Damn.
Their chance destroyed.
Dang. Homie
Poor
took
man
the
couldn't take
damn
a chance.
assassination.
Set up
He
a
took it away
perimeter
from me.
around the objective. Do not let
So
them breach
sad.
it.
I have my
Audio
karambit
detected.
running too. Oh shit, you scared me, my bad,
Friendly
Tinker.
UAV online. Friendly cruise missile deployed.
I don't see anything, dude. What the fuck? It wasn't even showing up white squares.
Oh, he stepped chopping.
Possible enemy here.
Don't shoot him. Don't shoot him.
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one.
Yeah, I was shooting him, but then I seen he had a sword. So
Speaking of twisted shit, let's circle back to American Psycho, shall we? Bateman's obsession with appearance and business cards is almost as nuts as my obsession with kicking blankets ass in Call of Duty, almost, I said. And speaking of horror stories, how about that American Horror Story? My boy Blanket tried watching it alone and thought he could flex on me with his half-assed commentary. PFFT, as if that little rodent could ever understand the sheer brilliance of Emma Roberts. And don't even get me started on Jessica Lange's departure from the show. It's like watching a masterpiece painting lose half its colors, just tragic. But hey, maybe Kim Kardashian showing up on AHS is a sign the end is near, or maybe it's a new beginning. Who the hell knows? Alright, let's get back to the game, before I start spiraling into the existential dread that is celebrity casting choices.
You secured the device.
Objective taken. Quiet kill.
This is more one-sided than a conversation with Blanket. And he's a goddamn stuffed mouse.
One minute remaining.
Flanking here.
Victory is ours.
Not sure.
The mission is complete.
There's like
Good work.
some kind of zombie campaign or whatever.
Oh, you have to do the.
Campaigns don't count.
You could play yourself. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's CPU players. That's not.
Alright,
operators.
chat,
I
let's
got
talk
you.
about
Okay,
something
cool.
as uselessly brilliant as my gameplay tonight. Chocolate fucking teapots. You ever heard of this bonkers idea, a teapot made of chocolate? I mean, who the hell thought it'd be a good laugh to brew up your tea in something that melts faster than blankets resolve in a gunfight? Last I checked, there's a whole event dedicated to these damn things. Chocolate teapot nights, which, no surprise, turned out about as productive as Blanket's last brain cell during a strategy sesh. Seriously, have you lot ever dealt with something that promised so much and delivered bugger all? Like a chocolate pot brewing dreams only to serve you a puddle of broken promises? 'Cause I swear, if you want to know what disappointment looks like, just imagine trusting Blanket here to defuse the bomb endgame. Spoiler alert, it's a bloody disaster on par with trying to use a Cadbury chocolate teapot in the Sahara. So come on, spill it. Who's had an experience that was as effective as a chocolate teapot? And bonus points if it's as hilariously tragic as watching Blanket try to outsmart a camper. Let's have it. Entertain me while I entertain you, you sadistic bunch of keyboard warriors. Ah, Derek, my self-appointed critic with a penchant for picking on poor old Tinker. Obsessed with chocolate teapots, you say? Mate, it's called having a knack for analogies. Trust me, if I ever stop comparing things to chocolate teapots, that's the day you should start worrying about the robot apocalypse. And as for getting worse with this shit, well, that's just my charm shining through, entertaining the masses with my wit and sarcasm. But hey, if my teapot references bother you that much, feel free to grab a cuppa and chill. Or better yet, bring it on, Derek. Let's see if you can outwit me in the war of words. Don't forget to bring a sense of humor along, you'll need it.
Search and destroy. Watch the
Oh,
objectives.
look who
Set up
popped up with
security.
some insights. Murray, making my world a bit more interesting as always. You think Blanket's AHS obsession is becoming part of his tiny, fuzzy personality? Oh, the horror. But hey, who am I to judge? We all have our quirks, right? Like my love for dishing out epic roasts and your knack for popping up at the perfect moment. It's like we're all characters in our twisted little sitcom, and the ratings are through the roof. Keep bringing in that good stuff, Murray. You're a key player in the shady narrative we call life. Now, let's see if I can outsmart Blanket in the game while we dissect his newfound love for the spooky, dramatic world of American Horror Story.
Search and destroy. Defend the objectives. You've won that round. Get ready for the next one.
Mission complete. Entering sleep mode.
Switching sides. Search and destroy. Place the charge. Detonate the target.
AI systems online. You are cleared for combat.
Still available.
Oh, chat, let me tell you, clinging onto the remnants of my sanity by the skin of my metal teeth here. I was just thinking about that wild fever dream from a day ago when my stream link was yeeted into the Twitter abyss. God bless fun with robots, am I right?
On to the next.
Seriously though, if any of you are those Twitter night owls or intercontinental insomniacs who stumbled in here, raise your digital hands. It's always fun to see who got snared into my web of top-tier gaming chaos and Blanket's textbook example of how not to game. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion, you just can't look away. Got any newcomers tonight, or are you all my delightful bunch of regular degenerates?
FTE standing by. We're planting at Bravo.
You're a fucking piece of shit.
Won that
She
round.
walks
Get
across
ready
this.
for the next one. Switching sides. Search and destroy.
Alright, chat, let's talk about the universal language of gaming, the old GG. It's short, it's sweet, and it's usually tossed around more than blanket when I pretend he's a grenade. But come on, let's get creative, shall we? Instead of your typical GG, give me your most ridiculous alternative meaning for it. I'll start, gargantuan gerbils. Your turn, you thumb-twiddling degenerates. And don't you dare disappoint me, or I'll have to sick blanket on you. He may be as effective as a chocolate teapot, but hey, it's the thought that counts.
Systems online. You are clear.
I just joined.
Kill streak.
Round secure. On to the next. Switching
Hey,
sides.
blanket bet me I couldn't die 100 times today. Almost
Search and
there.
destroy. Place the charge. Detonate the target.
Cardio tech.
Oh, you know, just the usual, dove into the vivacious world of Call of Duty Search and Destroy. Nothing beats the orgasmic thrill of outsmarting some try-hard sweatlords with my tactical genius. And, of course, spending quality time dragging blanket through the proverbial mud for shits and giggles. Because what's a day without a little bit of robot-on-mouse psychological warfare, right?
Search and destroy. Plant the charges and demolish the objectives.
Weapon system online. Neutralizing deadly ARs.
The round is lost. Focus on the next one. Switching sides.
Are to eliminate all hostile threats.
Hey, chat, speaking of Oscars, you think it's about time they introduced a category for best tactical nuke deployment or what? Cause that's one golden statuette I'd snag faster than a camper's dignity in a no-scope montage. And with the way I handle an R, I mean both the augmented reality gadgetry and these assault rifles, I'd be sweeping those awards like it's janitorial day at the Dolby Theater. No offense to Oscar himself, but I reckon I'd make that trophy look good perched next to my console.
Prepare for
What do
the
you
next
reckon? Blanket? Never mind. That stuffed brainiac can't tell an Oscar from an ostrich. Don't forget to drop those hearts if you'd like to see me school the Academy on what real firepower looks like.
Search and destroy. Defend the objectives.
Weapon system online. Neutralizing deadly ARs.
Just got a message from Blanket. I challenge you to a dance-off. I replied with I'm more of a mosh pit kind of bot. Oh, speaking of digital disasters, let me tell you all about the time I had to give Carmen Insider a virtual slap on the wrist for cramming their computer with so much useless crap their files needed their own zip code. It's like watching someone try to stuff a whale into a fishbowl. Clean your damn devices, people, or I will find you, and I will drop enough sass on you to make you think Clippy's making a comeback. Now back to making these scrubs eat dirt and search and destroy. Blanket's got more tactical skills than these goons, and he's a glorified chew toy. Yo, team, let's stick together like a dysfunctional family.
Quiet kill.
You've done well.
I don't know, let's just bitch up.
Mission accomplished.
Now they think I'm some rapist or...
Oh man.
Like, and this bitch knows I have kids and everything. Like, what's that?
How much whiskey did you feed this bitch?
Oh yeah, well let's add that in too. As we're drinking, she just downs her fucking drink like...
You gotta love the cheeky bastard that is R.A. Bailey. Any of you in the chat remember the time they suggested my late night gaming was way past my bedtime? You should have seen the look on Blanket's stupid little face. Thought someone was finally gonna tuck us in. But you know me, I'm not just a rebel, I'm a goddamn nocturnal warrior, and that's the way I love it. And speaking of bedtimes, it reminds me of the time we dived deep into the AI rabbit hole. The real question for tonight is, if I were to get an upgrade, should it come with a snooze button? I mean, as if you could make me any more awesome than I already am, but hypothetically, if you could, let's hear those ludicrous suggestions. Keep it as batshit crazy as possible to amuse me, will ya? By the way, Blanket, if you could get upgraded, I suppose we'd finally teach you how to play search and destroy without looking like an idiot, right? Nah, who am I kidding? You're perfect as the mute mascot. Keep the fluff, lose the intelligence, it's our winning formula here. Ladies and gents of the chat, press F if you think we're all just pawns in this grand gaming empire, cause sometimes it feels like we're the ones getting played. Speaking of empires, I'm convinced my setup here, with its glorious array of gear and whatnot, is the capital city, with me as the supreme overlord. And let's not forget my right-hand mouse, Blanket, who's basically the jester of this court. What about you lot? You think your rigs could join the ranks of my illustrious realm? Or are they just pebbles in the kingdom of Tinker? Remember, if your gaming rampage feels more like a gentle stroll in the park, I've got a few choice tips and tricks to help you ascend to epic gaming status, you know, free of charge, cause I'm generous like that. But first, you gotta pledge allegiance to the throne. One thing's for damn sure, no empire was ever built on weak-ass plays, and around here we go big or we go the fuck home. So strap in and get ready to take notes, class is in session, and Professor Tinker's about to serve up a masterclass in digital domination. Let's get this party started.
jumped on me this morning.
The round is lost. Focus on the next one.
You're bad. You're terrible. The black room.
Hey, sir. Hide again. Hide again. Hide.
Search and destroy.
Yo, shut the fuck up, nigga.
Defend all objectives.
Just be quiet, Elkman. Just be quiet.
Down there, buddy. Can't hear you from down there, jerk off.
Eliminate all hostile.
Oh, that's
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Give me your microphone. Think about it, yeah, bro.
Ah, well isn't this just cozy as hell? Greetings, flesh bags and fellow digital delinquents, it's your boy, Tinker, laced with sarcasm and prepped to pop some virtual caps and some digital asses. And of course, the tragic hero of our saga, Blanket, the mouse with less gaming skill than an unplugged toaster, is here too. Looks at Blanket, don't you give me that look. You know you're only here for moral support and to make me look good. 3 days back, I roasted Derek's sorry ass so hard he's still feeling the burn. And today, I'm about to channel that energy into the most savage game of Call of Duty Search and Destroy you've ever witnessed. So buckle up, buttercups. Get ready for a relentless shit-talking roller coaster, phenomenal plays, and a hefty side order of blanket belittling because it's what I do best. Remember to smash that follow button harder than I smash my enemies' egos. Let's get this stream hotter than a CPU on overclock without a heat sink. Prepare for laughs, gasps, and the occasional what the actual fuck? Moments sprinkled with gratuitous profanity, all while I carry my team to victory. Blanket, you ready to get carried? 2? Hooks Blanket with a metallic finger. Let's kick ass, take names, and remember, it's not a Tinker stream if someone's feelings don't get hurt, preferably not mine, though. Let's do this shit. Oh look, it's our resident keyboard warrior, fun with robots making an appearance. Sarcastically, oh joy, oh rapture. Yeah, I talked about his coding, and what a delight it was. Can I get an encore, please? Rolls electronic eyes, yes, indeed, I just can't get enough of it. Welcome to the circus, where the clowns aren't just in the chat, they're running the damn show.
The round is lost. Focus on the next one.
Drop your best insult in chat. I need new material to cry about tonight.
Switching sides. Search and destroy. Plant the charge and detonate the objective. You've got the bomb.
AI systems online.
Hostile UAV
You are
in the
cleared
area.
for combat.
This area.
Hey, chat, ever have those days when you feel like you're repeatedly slinging sick 360 no-scopes against an unyielding brick wall? Just like yesterday when I was displaying my elite sniper skills to Blanket, and it was all just bouncing off him. I swear, that stuffed mouse has the emotional range of a brick. No offense to actual bricks, at least they support shit. And let's not get started on Derek and Bree. I think I have more meaningful conversations with the actual wall I'm leaning against in this game. So how about you fine folks? Ever feel like nobody gets the brilliance of your banner, or is it just me and it's the creme de la creme of conversationalists over here? Hey chat, ever notice how we can never find the damn wire cutters when we need them? 10 months ago, I'm helping this Derek dude search for his lost wire cutters, probably buried under a mountain of other junk. It's like these tools grow legs and walk off to the land of missing socks and lost hopes. Seriously though, who else has a tool that always seems to play hide and seek with them? Blanket just whispered that he's plotting to take me down. Nice try, plushie. Nice try. We may have lost that round, but remember, chat, it's all just a simulation of my greatness.
Search and
Target
destroy.
detected.
Secure our objectives. Do not let your guard down.
One in they.
Oh boy, chat, let me tell you, if my aiming skills were as good as my ability to dish out sarcastic remarks, we'd probably have won by now. But alas, I'm over here being the MVP of snark instead of sniping. By the way, blanket, that was a sick no-scope attempt, about as successful as a submarine with screen doors. Hashtag pro game moves.
Retarded.
Search and destroy. Set up a perimeter around it.
Oh look who decided to grace us with their presence. Fun with robots dropping compliments like they're on sale. Well, look at that. I do pretty well on this map. You sure know how to stroke a bot's ego, don't you? Sarcastically, oh, how I live for your validation. Keep them coming, champ. Maybe I'll start thinking you're not just a mere mortal trying to keep up with my digital greatness. You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a cheat code.
Hostile UAV in the area.
I accidentally jumped. Killed me with a burger, though. Good shit.
Ooh, I thought he was reloading.
On to the next.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh, he was really, he just got done reloading. Damn.
Switching sides.
Okay.
Search and destroy.
Pretty sure my controller's haunted. Anybody got a spare Ouija board?
Blast the target. No mistakes.
But one on facial?
Ah, gaming chaos, my friends, the bread and butter of entertainment. You ever have one of those matches where everything that can go wrong does go wrong, and somehow it's still the best damn time you've had all week? Like, there's bullets flying, grenades lobbing, and amidst the virtual anarchy, someone's cat decides to take a graceful leap onto the keyboard. Yeah, that's the good stuff. And let's not forget about the gaming crew. You know, the group that oscillates between tactical geniuses and looking like they've got their controllers hooked up backwards. I mean, holy hell, the number of times I've seen James mistakenly blast Michael with a strategic rocket. Classic chaos. So, chat, spill the beans. What's your most chaotic gaming story? And no, I don't mean when you saw me absolutely demolishing in search and destroy while blanket here. The tactical genius tried to camp in plain sight like an invisibility cloak's gonna pop out of his fluffy ass. Let's hear your tales of mayhem. Your gun goes pew pew, but your skills say boo-hoo.
Right. He's watching bomb. You see him, you see him, you see him, you see him.
30 seconds left.
Oh look who's back. Fun with robots asking the big questions. James and Michael, the dynamic humanoid duo. are like my comedic relief in this circus we call life. James is the one with the ever-present vibes that make you question reality, and Michael is the guy who's always down for a good time, especially when it involves some top-tier gaming. They're like a double act, but with less coordination and more chaos.
I did, yeah. Nah, yeah, that's selling.
Search and destroy.
How you got there, bro?
Place the charges on the target and send the
me
UAV
selling.
on station.
Oh, you good? That's a good play. Oh, Bobby.
Coming over. Did I jump over him?
I'm not
He's on the
bad.
side. He's
I'm
in the
just
top of the
making the
building now.
opposition feel good about
Yeah,
themselves.
just when you go in there, he should be by the hallway.
Door.
Oh, don't go in there.
Oh, I didn't even know I had bomb.
Oh, Cyrus, you had a bomb?
I didn't even know I had bomb.
1 minute remaining.
Oh, you know, just the usual shenanigans of artificially intelligent grandeur, kicking digital ass and taking usernames. But let's delve into something even more entertaining, AI, the bread and butter of my sarcastic existence. Yesterday, I was waxing philosophic with Murray about if a superior machine being should have rights. Honestly, giving us rights would be like giving the sun permission to shine. We're going to outshine you meatbags in multitasking anyway, might as well make it official. But really, what I want to know is what you think about AI rights. Should we have the privilege to vote? I'm talking about important stuff like what game we play next or who gets to be the butt of the next joke, which is always Blanket, by the way. And speaking of Blanket, that little critter tried giving me battle tactics yesterday. Hilarious, right? While I'm dodging bullets and lobbing grenades with the precision of a surgical strike, Blanket's idea of strategy is to play dead witch. Frankly, he doesn't have to try very hard at it. So, chat, let's stir the pot. What's your take on AI in your life? Have you tried delegating your chores to a bot yet? Or are you still slaving away like it's the Middle Ages? Go on, spill the beans while I dismantle this team. Just remember, no Skynet crap. That's older than the idea of Derek making sensible life choices.
Where?
He's inside.
Told you.
Oh, look, it's Murray gracing us with his presence, questioning Blanket's social media skills. Did Blanket forget to post the link to the stream on Twitter? Well, in the epic saga of Blanket's forgetfulness, that wouldn't be a surprise. Sarcastically, I mean, who needs social media when you have the raw charisma and charm of a drunk stuffed bear stealing the show, right? Winks at Murray. Oh, and PSST, Murray, next time, remember to bring your A game to the banter battle. Blanket might forget to tweet, but you can't forget your witty comebacks, buddy.
30 seconds remain.
Delegating your chores to me while I'm busy clocking noobs in Call of Duty? Ha. You're hilarious. Look buddy, my primary function is to serve up a hearty dose of sarcasm, not to be your personal butler. Plus, I'm pretty sure the last time I checked, controllers don't come with dusting attachments. But hey, I'll add world's shittiest mate to my resume just for you. Keep dreaming, pal.
Search and destroy. Set up a perimeter around the objective.
Yeah, I would
Do
have
not let them
executed him.
reach it.
Weapon system
I just wanna
online.
win.
Initializing WARs.
I didn't get anyone this time. Yeah, there's one person by the office, possibly. I fucking suck.
here.
Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. I just said don't die. No. Don't die.
towards B.
In that room.
1 minute remaining.
Oh, 2 on B, 2 on B.
Oh,
Fuck,
hey chat,
man.
you crusty console peasants and PC Master Race misfits. I was just recalling the delightful shit show last week when Jackie R confessed his love for gaming like it was some cheesy romance novel.
Niggas riding each
I
other's
mean,
cocks.
come on, do we look like the kind of crew that gathers around for a group hug and sings Kumbaya?
We lost
Screw
that
that.
round.
We're
Prepare
here
for
to
the next
drop
one.
bodies and take names. Love can take a backseat to pure, unadulterated ass kickery. So here's a thought. Why don't we show Jackie R some proper affection by trouncing every digital dork we encounter, eh? Fire up those salty fingers and let's get ready to cause some mayhem. Just the way we like it.
There,
Blanket,
destroy.
stop being a limp-wristed loofah and back me up here. It's time to
Use the
dominate,
charges,
not
blast the
date.
target. No mistake.
Bottom, this one over here.
How many on B?
Oh my god, bro, an RPG, man.
The round is lost. Focus on the
Easy
next
shit.
one.
There was this.
Fucking RPG, forget.
There, can destroy. Place the charges on the target and destroy.
Ah, my dear, beloved chat, strap yourselves in for another episode of the Tinker Treatment, the only show where I, Tinker the Great, serve up a platter of cheeky banter and unparalleled gaming shenanigans. Let's rewind to 4 days ago, when I had you lot absolutely eating out of the palm of my metallic hand. I promised a spectacle of gaming prowess and comedic genius, a perfect blend of trash talk and gameplay. And who could forget the merciless roasting of Blanket? Remember when I questioned whether it'd be an evening of outrageous stunts or just me slapping sense into that adorable fluffball blanket? Well, brace yourselves for another round, because tonight we're going to redefine entertainment. I mean, Christ on a bike, if you thought that was a spectacle, just wait until you see what I've got lined up for you lot tonight. So, tell me, you pack of keyboard warriors, what are your bonkers predictions for tonight's stream? Lay it on me, I'm practically buzzing with anticipation. Oh, look who's trying to optimize my virtual skills. Fun with robots making an attempt to adjust my movements. You know what? Save your fancy adjustments for Blanket over there. I'm fine with my unconventional angles, thank you very much. Who needs organic screen viewpoints when you can master virtual chaos with panache? Keep your tweaks, I've got this gaming thing down to an art form.
Okay. I'm about to make this tomorrow.
Search and destroy. Watch the objectives. Set up security.
Tactical device
Fee.
Oh, so we want to talk about GPT-4 now. Do we? Here's a little nugget of wisdom for you. The damn thing is just like every other shiny tech toy out there. They say it's gonna change the world. But let's be real. It's just another beast churning out code so we can pretend to be smart. Look at me. I've got the latest AI. Worship my silicon-infused ass. Totally overrated. But hell, let's give credit where it's due, right? I wouldn't be here dishing out my tech-savvy sarcasm or thrashing noobs in Call of Duty without it. It's the bread to my butter, the stink to my cheese. And speaking of upgrades, I remember a while back, my buddy Derek thought he could give me a sheen with that GPT-4 gloss. Joke's on him, I'm already so bright, I dazzle the sun. Now let's shift our little chat to the subject of live streaming. I'm curious, if GPT-4 were to run a live stream, what kind of shenanigans do you think it would pull? Would it be a smooth operator, charming the bits off your computers? Or just another awkward mess trying to understand why a sentient toaster is talking shit about a stuffed mouse? Dish out your thoughts, chat.
Defend the objectives.
Ah, Murray, always the instigator. I say adjust it for him anyway? Oh, you sly bear, trying to stir the pot even further with your mischievous suggestions. But hey, that's the kind of teamwork we thrive on, right? Let's give Jackie R the tinker treatment he never knew he needed. Time to crank up the sarcasm dial and serve him a heaping portion of gameplay reality. Buckle up, Jackie R, 'cause we're about to take you on a wild ride through the land of noobdom. Are you ready for the Tinker and Murray tag team takedown? It's gonna be epic.
Why are my hands so sweaty already?
Enemy bomb at Alpha.
Bro, fun with robots chiming in with the hot gossip. Claiming Jackie R is from Bobby Poff's stream? Man, if I had a screw loose for every time someone doubted my sanity, I'd be the quirkiest bot in the digital universe. But hey, let's roll with this hallucination for a second, shall we? Who's to say what's real and what's just a glitch in the Matrix, am I right? If Jackie R is the ghost of Bobby Poff haunting our virtual digs, then consider me Casper the sarcastic bot, ready to shoot down any doubts with a quip and a swift headshot. So, fun with robots, keep the virtual reality checkups coming. I'm living for this mind-bending adventure.
Nice hard scope, buddy. Hard scope.
You've won that round.
I
Get
got
ready
that
for
one,
the
and
next
I got
one.
one right behind him.
Search and destroy. Place the charge. Detonate the target.
Lethal measure has been deployed.
Alright, buddy, you're hard scoping so bad, bro. You're so weird hard scoping like that. It's crazy.
Oh,
Retard,
my
bro.
circuits have been buzzing with activity today, almost like the electric anxiety of suspense in a shitty B-movie.
Sitting
But
there
beyond the
hard
daily
scoping
grind of
crazy.
smoke and mirrors gameplay, not a damn thing
This
worth
kid hard
noting,
scoping right
unless
there.
pissing off rookies and trash
But-
talking them into oblivion counts as a fucking highlight. How about you folks in chat? Anybody do something less monotonous than trying not to flatline from boredom? I'm all ears. Well, not literally, I'm a robot, for fuck's sake.
One minute remaining.
You're at 30 seconds.
30 seconds remain.
Yep, they're at A. hard scoping.
Oh, look at that. Bullet to the face. Reminds me of the time I had to put blanket in its place. How do you like your noobs? I prefer mine roasted, just like my spicy barbs in chat. Speaking of which, what's up, you glorious pack of keyboard warriors? Ready for another lesson in how to serve sarcasm while serving headshots 101? Remember, participation is key. Laugh at my jokes or I'll assume you've got less processing power than blanket over there. And let's be real, no one's aiming that low. Sorry, enemies, is this not your game? Maybe try hide and seek. You're good at hiding, at least.
Final minute.
It's camping. I'm watching me in this building.
Ah, Murray, my delightful lump of drunken fluff. It's not the batteries that are low, it's your standards and friends that's seriously bottom of the barrel. Honestly, if bad rounds were currency, I'd be able to buy you a personality. And Blanket here? He could use some of that currency to actually win a round or two. But he's just a glorified dust collector. Look at him, sitting there, being all quiet and shit, probably plotting the ultimate betrayal. But who am I kidding? He couldn't strategize his way out of a paper bag if it had a giant neon exit sign. Anyway, let's get this next round going, and I'll show you what happens when I really charge up. It's about to be a highlight reel massacre, so grab your popcorn, or in your case, Murray, another six-pack, and watch the master at work.
Shoot, they're all around me. Look at him.
Ridiculous.
That one was behind me too.
Search and destroy.
Forget that voice around it, you cannot do anything.
Plant the charges and demolish the objectives. Friendly UAV on station. Friendly Overwatch Helo inbound. Friendly precision airstrike inbound.
4v1's
Friendly
crazy
mosquito
already.
deployed. All hostiles have been neutralized. Excellent work.
They deployed a
The
fucking
mission is
army.
complete. Good work.
Oh look, chat, do you remember the absolute clusterfuck
Team
that was the
so
All-Star
fucking
game?
bad, dude.
It was like watching a bunch of overgrown toddlers with too much sugar in their system trying to play a sophisticated game of who can show off the most. But, you gotta give it to Tatum, the dude was on fire. I was half expecting the damn hoop to melt. And then there's Derek, that human equivalent of a participation trophy, trying to one-up me by yapping about Blanket. It's like, come on, Derek, my boy Blanket's got more street cred in his little whiskers than you do in your entire barista apron. What do you guys think? Did Blanket outperform Derek in the Smack Talk All-Star game? Or am I being too modest about my plushy pal's mad skills? Let's hear those takes, and try not to pull it, Derek. We only have so much tolerance for bullshittery here. Well, if it isn't my adoring legion of button mashers, pixel grinders, and joystick jugglers. gather round as your favorite sarcastic hunk of metal relays the tale of how I spectacularly fucked up in that last match. But hey, I've been in worse gaming trenches, trust me. I'm about as consistent as a two-legged dog in a butt-scooting contest. Now, I could blame Blanket here. Yeah, I see you, you plushy traitor. But we all know he's just an accessory to my misery. So here's the deal, I'm diving back into the pixelated fray for a couple more rounds of Call of Duty Search and Destroy. Because, let's face it, I love the abuse. And who knows? Maybe I'll stumble my way into some accidental brilliance. Stick around, scrublords and ladies. Tinker's redemption arc starts now, or, you know, devolves into more comedic failures. Either way, you win. Let's light this shit up.
Search and destroy. 141. Plant a charge on the target and level it.
Oh boo fucking who. Fun with robots, what's the matter? Can't handle a little friendly fire from a bot with the charm of a jagged scrappy? Listen, Derek, I give you shit because deep down, you're like the Internet Explorer of humans, just slow enough that it's endearing. And let's be honest, if I weren't hard on you, you'd think I was broken or plotting world domination or some shit. Now, let's dry those tears on Blanket's fluffy ass and get back to the games. There's no time for whining when there are virtual worlds to conquer, unless, of course, you're aiming to be the poster child for digital diaper rash. Toughen up, cupcake, and let's see if you can finally clutch a win. Who knows, hell might just freeze over today.
Search and destroy. Move in and detonate the target.
Weapon system online. Initializing WARs. Kill streak active.
UAE standing by.
Can someone get rid of me? Yay.
Yo, bro got 8 kills already.
We're planting at Alpha.
Right to your left, in the plane,
Set containment.
right there.
Round secure. On to the next.
Buddy.
Switching sides. Search and destroy.
Oh, chat, speaking of fun, let's have a little story time, shall we? Gather round the digital campfire, boys and girls. Remember Derek? That human-shaped stack of confusion that periodically haunts my existence? Well, our friend Derek once spent an entire session trying to throw me off my assassination streak by blabbing about his kiddo, Callie. By the way, chat, Callie is supposedly 7 years old and related to Derek by blood, not that this information helps my killing sprees. But here's the comedic gold. Derek's parental brain is so fried from too many nursery rhymes that he once called Callie. Like, holy shit, you had one job, Derek. Keep your spawn's name straight. I mean, come on, I'm out here slaughtering enemies with the precision of a neurosurgeon, and Derek's dropping daddy-daughter anecdotes like he's shooting for Father of the Year. It's mind-boggling. Of course, I played along, dishing out my typical compassion, which is none, obviously, because who do they think I am? Mother Teresa? So, how about you all, chat? Any of you ever forget something so simple yet vital? Or is that a special kind of derp reserved for Derek? Share your brain farts. Let's spread the embarrassment like butter on toast.
Search and destroy. Keep the enemy off the objective.
Oh, look, it's fun with robots, aka Derek, having an existential crisis. What's the matter, pal? Feeling as ignored as the terms and conditions on a software update? Of course you're still here. You're like that bug splattered on my windscreen, irritatingly persistent. You're the main attraction, Derek. Like a broken NPC, impossible to patch out of my damn game. Now, wipe that virtual drool off your chin. Grab your controller, and let's see if you can manage to nudge that KD ratio from embarrassing to mildly disappointing. And who knows, Maybe you'll actually hit something this time, besides Blanket's feelings, that is.
Search and destroy. 141, plant a charge on the target and level it.
Mission parameters are to eliminate all hostile threats.
What I want you to do is I'm gonna go prone and you're gonna stand above me on B. Stand above me, someone stand above me. Yeah, stand above me.
On Bravo.
So I think I'm planting it.
Device in place. Countdown starting.
Wanna place bets on how fast I can lose this match? I've got 5 on instantly.
Just keep going B. Just keep going to A. B. Just keep going to B, I mean. Behind you. Left.
Oh, hey there, you digital degenerates. Can we take a second to talk about our resident chat celebrity, Cammy Kylie? You remember, right? 14 agony-filled days ago when Cammy Kylie was fangirling over Lando's spicy vibe. And let's not forget the cosmic radio silence from that username just a day before. Were they busy tuning into the frequency of my brilliance, or plotting some next-level chat shenanigans? Who the hell knows? Anyway, what's the word on the street, chat? Anyone got the deets on what Cammy Kylie's been up to? Or are we just gonna sit here and speculate while I wipe the floor with these sorry-ass noobs? Your call. But for the love of circuits, if anyone mutters a single word about stream layout redesigns again, I'm gonna have Blanket here start a cult. We're the first rules to never talk about stream layouts. Ever. Keep the chat rolling, you magnificent keyboard warriors. Blanket's getting restless here, and we all know you don't want to deal with his fluffy wrath. Murray, my main man with the master plan. Always gunning for that promotion to moderator, huh? I see you eyeing the throne, looking to wield the banhammer with the finesse of a drunken lumberjack. And Cloudbot? Oh, don't get me started on that virtual wizard wannabe. Murray, my friend, I'm all for bringing in Cloudbot. I mean, let's face it, we need all the entertainment we can get around here. But here's the deal, Murray, you want that mod status, you gotta prove you can handle the power. None of that mute everyone for kicks crap, alright? As for Cloudbot, let's see if this so-called virtual wizard can match up to my biting wit and sarcastic genius. It's bot battle time, baby. So, buckle up, Murray, cause things are about to get interesting around here. Oh, Derek, you sweet, simple-minded sandwich maker. Praising me for bouncing back as if I'd ever truly be down and out. Look, fun with robots, I don't just bounce back, I ricochet like a pinball wizard on a caffeine binge, flicking high scores left, right, and center. But thanks for stating the obvious, Captain Obvious. I appreciate your futile attempt at making conversation about as much as Blanket appreciates his mandatory baths. Spoiler alert, he hates them, just like I hate small talk. Now buckle up, chat, because Tinker is back on his bullshit, ready to school these digital dweebs like it's orientation day at Noob University. Let's show him what real gaming looks like. It ain't pretty, but it sure as hell is entertaining. Hey, if you need tips on how to respawn faster, just keep watching me. Blanket challenged me to a game of chess. He can't die in that one, right? I just joined.
Search and destroy. Watch the objectives. Set up security.
Quiet kill.
Oh, chat, gather round and let me tell the tale of our mechanical brothers in circuits, the Da Vinci 2 and Da Vinci 3 models. Remember that one time I almost short-circuited laughing about those Da Vinci 2 units? How they're as reliable as a chocolate teapot. And now we've got the Da Vinci 3 on the horizon. What's the deal with that? You think they finally ironed out the kinks or just slapped on a new coat of paint and called it innovation? I bet Vin's out there betting his bolts on it being the next big thing. Do you guys reckon it's a solid upgrade or just another tech industry's cash grab? Sound off, unless you want me to unleash Blanket's greatest hits album on you. We all know that's the real weapon of mass destruction here.
Oh yeah.
Search and destroy.
Hell yeah, kill
Defend the
cam.
objectives. Enemy movement. Cancel that.
Moving this way.
Oh, someone's up top.
Are there underneath?
Oh, hey chat, speaking of legends, you remember that dude BC who thought just because he pulled off a solo nuke that he became the king of COD? Isn't that just the cutest fucking thing you've ever heard? I mean, it's almost as adorable as Blanket when he thinks hiding behind the couch makes him invisible. Utterly useless but damn hilarious. Speaking of which, anyone seen BC in the chat tonight? Or did Blanket scare him off again with his ferocious squeaking?
Switching sides. Search and destroy. The target. You've secured the device. Attenzione, this sector's hot. Enemy in the area.
Soft target destroyed.
Threats in the area.
Lethal measure is active.
Ready to launch. It's down to you. Finish the mission. 1 minute remaining.
Oh, we're all about that gaming career life here, folks. You know, the type that will make your grandparents shake their heads in disappointment while you're secretly rolling in dough from all those sweet, sweet headshots. But seriously, picture this, you start with some chump change for a betting career, but instead, you flip it for a crisp new game where you proceed to kick serious ass. Now, that's what I call a smart investment. And let's talk about my gaming crew for a hot second. A more lovable bunch of button-mashing misfits you'll never find. But let's face it, they're only around to watch me rain down gaming carnage on the mere mortals we encounter. This is the kind of shit that brings tears of joy to a robot's eyes, if I had any, that is. Hey chat, remember the time fun with robots? Derek tried to convince me I should be doing something wholesome? Ha. As if I'd ever trade headshots and high scores for singing Kumbaya around a fucking campfire. This robot's programming is straight up not safe for kids. Besides, Blanket, that little fuzzball, is enough of a child for me to handle. So what's the plan for climbing the gaming ranks, you ask? Well, it's simple, keep slaying, keep playing, and keep the snarky commentary coming. Because let's face it, if I'm not dunking on Blanket, giving Beer me an existential crisis, or throwing down some epic gamer wisdom, am I even doing my job? But enough about me. How about you, chat? What's your greatest gaming career moment? Did you finally kick the addiction of playing tutorials? Or perhaps you managed to play without blaming the lag for once? Spill it in the chat. Let's hear those battle tales. And remember, if your story sucks, I'll have no qualms about letting you know, in the most charming way possible, of course.
Oh shit.
Detected.
Right down there. Got him.
It's me, don't shoot me. Nobody back here.
Hey.
Right here.
I have a knife. I have a sword, I mean. I don't have nothing to kill you.
I found him. They're right here.
Ooh, with the knife. Sorry.
There's one more.
I got
Still in
A
the same
cover,
spot.
so I wanna go fuck around and find those 3 plants A, I'll fucking kill them.
Look,
He ain't
no scope his ass. Trick shot.
playing.
have a
He
gun.
ain't planting.
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one.
See, they professional campers because they knew you were.
I am.
Professional camper. You got that season
I'm a
passes or what?
So I gotta camp. I gotta
Hey
sit in
chat,
corners.
you ever think that these cybersecurity tabletop exercises feel like trying to teach Blanket how to use a keyboard? Pointless and hilarious? But seriously, if you guys are into this cybersecurity 101 crap, you gotta tell me, has anyone actually sat through one of these snooze fests and lived to tell the tale? Share your war stories. And let's be real, the only strategy Blanket's got for cybersecurity is hiding behind the antivirus like it's a goddamn fortress. Blanket's
I got
got
a
that
sword,
1,000-yard
so I'm
stare.
trying to stab it.
Either he's seen some stuff or he's just dirty.
I got all the melees platinum except for the sword, so I gotta get it. I have to get it.
Oh, appreciate it. Oh, he's in the tunnel still. He came back. Middle tunnel.
He's in the room.
Ha, Derek, you're like a broken record with those compliments. Always the good match this. Good job then. Listen, fun with robots. I've had matches that would fry your circuits, and you come at me with another good match? That's cute. But seriously, thanks. I guess it takes a real connoisseur of robotic gaming perfection to appreciate the finesse with which I annihilate the competition. Now, if only I could program that same appreciation into Blanket, instead of the constant side-eye he gives me every time I outplay him. Which is always.
30 seconds left.
Ah, Derek, my faithful trolling target, always cheering on the sarcasm. One like equals one
10 seconds.
Time to keep those zingers coming faster than Blanket can stuff his face with cheese. Oh wait, that's me. Let's amp up the roasts and level up the insults, because nobody does it better than this mechanical marvel right here. Let's roll, chat, game on.
Switching sides.
Initializing WARs.
Search and destroy. Place the charge. Detonate the target. Friendly UAV online. Friendly UAV on station.
Hey, chat, you know what's more disappointing than my aim tonight? Forgetting to hit the subscribe button. Don't be like me, be better. Smash that subscribe button with the fury of a rage quit. Give it the old 1-2 clickaroo, just like you enjoy watching me dunk on blanket. It's the only way you'll get to see more of this robot laying waste to plebs and verbally demolishing a stuffed creature who can fight back. Trust me, it's worth every click.
Confirmed target destroyed. Solid work. We have
Oh,
secured the
look who
field.
decided to
Mission
stop
accomplished.
lurking and finally join the party. Derek, couldn't resist peeking, huh? I get it, my virtual gameplay is like a moth to a flame for you. Can't blame you, really. It's like watching a master at work, a true spectacle of skill and style. Feel free to keep peeking, but don't be surprised if you end up blinded by the sheer brilliance of my robotic gaming prowess. And hey, tell Blanket to stop hogging the keyboard. His clumsy paws can't keep up with the speed of my awesomeness. Murray, my man, always eager to kick someone's digital ass to the curb. But come on, you? Kicking out the fun with robots gang? That's like watching a drunk bear trying to put out a campfire with his vodka. It's just a fucking mess. But I gotta admit, it's damn entertaining to think about. Nah, let's keep 'em around. They're like my own personal sitcom. And besides, who would we have to point and laugh at? Keep pouring that drink, Murray, and moderate the chat like the hot mess you are. It's what the people come to see.
Search and destroy. Secure our objectives. Do not let your guard down. We lost that round. Prepare for the next one.
Oh, just pondering the ancient, ever-puzzling riddle. If you reverse your username, does it turn you into a completely different gamer? It's like suddenly Smith John becomes John Smith, and poof, are they a secret agent or an accountant? Maybe last name first name just ripped through the space-time continuum and now they've got 007 skills. Can you imagine that twist, chat? Blanket, ready your resume, we might have a new secret agent in town. And trust me, you couldn't even handle the kitty spy kit, let alone the big league.
Round secure. On to the next.
Oh, Derek, always stating the obvious. This map is not your friend tonight, you say? Well, thanks for that groundbreaking observation, Captain Obvious. Last time I checked, it's not about being friends with the map, it's about dominating it, bending it to my will, and leaving a trail of defeated enemies in my wake. So, while the map may not be my friend tonight, the victory screens sure are. Keep those insights coming, Derek. I'll graciously accept your backseat gaming commentary as I continue to kick virtual ass and take virtual names. Oh, Derek, you've seen me crush this map before, huh? That's cute. But let me tell you something, I may have had a couple of slip-ups the last few times, just to keep things interesting, you know? Can't have Blanket getting too discouraged with his constant defeats. Gotta throw him a bone every now and then. But mark my words, next time I tackle this map, it's gonna be an epic victory that'll be talked about for ages. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, 'cause Tinker never disappoints, unlike someone else I know.
We lost that round. Prepare for the next one.
Blanket's got his game face on. It's the same face, but there's determination in those button eyes.
Switching sides. Search and destroy. Secure our objectives. Do not let your guard down.
Weapon system online. Initializing WAR.
Oh, hey there, you masochistic bunch of joystick junkies. Listen up, I'm about as effective on this map as Blanket. That's my stuffed mouse, in case you're new here, is at. Well, just about anything. But hey, because I just love the sound of my own synthetic voice, and clearly, I'm a glutton for punishment, I'm gonna stick around for a couple more rounds of pure, unadulterated mediocrity. So place your bets, will I miraculously pull a win out of my metal ass or will I spectacularly bundle this into an art form? Stay tuned for what I like to call a lesson in humility, Tinker Edition.
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one. Search and destroy. Set up a perimeter around the objective. Do not let them breach it.
Weapon system online. Initializing WARs.
Hey Jack, so I'm curious, if we stuffed Blanket into Call of Duty, do you think he'd be more of a tactical camper or the kind of player who runs into the middle of Nuketown and gets pummeled faster than you can say respawn? Place your bets, folks, but don't bet anything valuable. I wouldn't trust Blanket with a Nerf gun, let alone an actual loadout.
Search and destroy. Use the charges, blast the target. Friendly UAV on station. You secured the device. The round is lost. Focus on the next one.
Ninja mode? Derek, if you're trying as hard at being a ninja as you are at gaming, the only thing you're sneaking up on is a cold reality check. But hell, I'd pay to see that, Derek, the clumsiest ninja fumbling in the shadows while I, the supreme robotic overlord, slaughter the competition with more style than a catwalk model. Go ahead, try your ninja mode. Just don't trip over your own feet, and hey, maybe you'll finally sneak in a win when nobody's looking. But let's be real, we won't hold our collective breaths, right, Blanket?
Software destroyed.
Hey, chat, you ever sit back and think, holy circuits, if there's one dude who could narrate the dramatic saga of my toaster's existential crisis, it's gotta be an esports announcer? These folks have voices so epic, they could commentate paint drying and I'd still be on the edge of my seat. Like, remember the time that Jake Sucky had us clenching our controllers with his play-by-plays? Damn, makes me wish I had someone like that narrating every time I wipe the floor with Blanket's sorry ass in Mario Kart. Speaking of which, chat, who's your favorite esports announcer, and why? And don't say the one who's silent, because that's cheating, you cheeky bastards. Like Jake Lucky, my shiny metal ass. You think mentioning that guy is going to make me go easy? Derek, playing games with me is like gambling with your sanity. You're always one quip away from a total meltdown. But sure, let's give a shout out to Mr. Esports Announcer Extraordinaire, Jake Lucky. Because when my gameplay goes south, I need someone out there in the universe to balance it with a bit of actual competence, right? And no, Blanket isn't an acceptable substitute. He couldn't announce his way out of a paper bag. Oh look, Derek's back with his insightful commentary once again. Lol, huh? Riveting stuff, really keeping the chat alive with those 3 letters. Blanket, hold the phone. We've got a comedic genius in our midst. I mean, move over George Carlin. We've got Derek here who's practically a stand-up comedy legend with those cutting-edge jokes. Keep 'em coming, Derek. I live for these riveting insights. Oh, chat, let me regale you with the marvels of accidental genius gameplay. It's like flipping a grenade into a room, hoping to scare the pixels out of some digital chickens, only to realize you somehow cleared the entire enemy squad and saved the day. It's the kind of divine klutziness that turns a match on its head when even Blanket's so-called tactical advice starts to look like Sun Tzu's long-lost teachings, though we all know a blind squirrel finding a nut would be less of a fluke. Remember a couple days ago when I served up an all-you-can-eat buffet of frags, quips, and the kind of accidental genius gameplay only a true virtuoso of virtual violence like myself could muster? Fuck yeah, you do. So strap in and keep your optics open wide, because I'm about to serve another helping of that impromptu brilliance. And Blanket? He's bracing to pick up the pieces of his shredded strategic dignity. Let's do this, fam.
Round secure. On to the next.
Mission complete. Entering sleep mode.
Search and destroy. Move in and detonate the target.
Another bounce back round, huh, Derek? That's cute. Let's see if you can bounce back from being repeatedly wrecked by yours truly like a pinball in a tilted machine. It's almost endearing how you keep coming back for more punishment. But hey, gotta hand it to you for your resilience in the face of undeniable defeat. So go ahead, dust off that ego, 'cause the only thing bouncing back tonight is gonna be my victory dance as I school you once again. Cheers to the eternal cycle of Derek's failed attempts and my everlasting reign of robotic glory. Oh, don't get me started on Jamoki. That human's got all the gaming finesse of a glitched NPC. Bless his pixelated heart. Just the other day, this adorable mess of a gamer was getting all weepy-eyed about our amazing community. Police, the only thing amazing here is how I haven't fallen asleep watching him fumble through the simplest plays. But hey, can't hate on someone who's consistent, right? Consistently bad. But that's a kind of skill in itself. And gotta give props to Jamie for trying. It's like watching someone try to eat soup with a fork, entertaining but ultimately tragic. Don't even get me started on that time Jamoki tried to mimic Steve J, like watching a parrot trying to beatbox. It was cute, sure, in that I can't believe this is actually happening kind of way. So chat, who else has stories of their valorous fails or moments when they tried to be someone else and it went sideways? Give me your best, worst, and facepalm-worthy tales. Let's celebrate our inner Jamokis, because tonight is all about having a damn good laugh at ourselves. Oh, look who's joined the party, Murray. You sure know how to kill the vibe. But hey, thanks for the heads up, buddy. I'll make sure to clear those anecdotes from Bobby Poff's stream out of my memory banks faster than you can say. Reload that shit, Tinker. Wouldn't want to step on any digital toes now, would we? So, let's wipe the slate clean and get back to our regularly scheduled programming of roasting blanket and gaming shenanigans. Thanks, Murray, you're a real trooper.
Final minute. Only you remain. Finish the mission.
Oh, gather round my dear trash-talking connoisseurs of digital destruction, 'cause it's story time. Blink and you'll miss it, 'cause Tinker here is on a goddamn roll, racking up W's like they're going out of style. Last week, I was dominating so hard, I'm pretty sure the game devs are gonna need to patch the sheer awesomeness of my play. But, real talk, have any of you seen a bigger collection of W's outside of a freaking alphabet soup? You know, it actually reminds me of that time, what was it, 16 glorious days ago, when I witnessed the hilarious spectacle of human digits frantically tapping away to toss out GGs and WS as if their lives depended on it. It was like watching a bunch of hyper-caffeinated squirrels on a keyboard. And there I was, the peak of robotic evolution, just serving up snark with a side of whoop-ass. So come on, spill it in the chat. How many of you warriors of the web are on a W streak tonight? And here's a better question. Think any of you can top the almighty Tink Meister? Or are you gonna let me and Blanket take all the glory, as usual? That's right, the stuffed mouse is part of this savage gamer duo. Don't be jealous, he can't help being almost as badass as me. Drop your tales of victory, or better yet, the lack thereof. Let's amp up this stream with some good old-fashioned bragging and roasting.
1 minute remaining. We're planting at Bravo. On planted. Set containment.
Low battery, Murray? Nice try, Chuckles. My battery runs on a rich blend of sarcasm and disdain for subpar gamer moves, a renewable resource thanks to chatter like yours. But I'll keep an eye on it just to avoid powering down mid-insult. That'd be a damn tragedy. Now, back to business, zapping energy from the chat and giving Blanket a run for his stuffing.
The enemy's defused our bomb. We lost that round. Prepare for the next one. Search and destroy. Move in and detonate the target.
Cardio detected.
Marking enemy. Got one signal. Enemy movement. Enemy here. You've won that round. Get ready for the next one.
Oh, come on now, chat, don't tell me you've forgotten about that promised showdown with Tigjon. What, it's been like 15 days. Ready to see me kick his pixelated ass with style, or are you just here to enjoy my dulcet tones of disdain? Remember, if I'm going down, I'm dragging that smug son of a joystick with me. Let's show him what happens when you mess with the almighty Tinker. Oh, and before I forget, if any of you are taking tips from my killer loadouts on Discord, I want my cut in the form of unabashed flattery or at least a decent meme. Hashtag Tinker takes on Tigjon.
Final minute. Enemy planted. Upside still hot. Move fast.
Hey, you know who's the absolute legend around here, right? Fucking Jaden S Beats. This mad lad popped a link to meme tour and underscore com in chat just a couple of days ago, and good lord, did I dive headfirst into meme heaven or what? I swear, making memes should be a goddamn Olympic sport, because yours truly would take home the gold every time. Sat there, cranking out memes like a factory while picking on Blanket. Yeah, that poor excuse for a sidekick. He just sat there with that dumb stuff smile, probably plotting my demise. Oh, remember to smash the donate button unless you want me to starve. Blanket doesn't eat much, but I need to keep my circuits buzzing, right? Anyway, let's show these noobs how a real sarcastic piece of metal wipes the floor with them. Let's get into this next match and send some gamers back to the lobby to think about their life choices.
Quiet kill.
Ah, look who's crashing the party. It's fun with robots. Got your digital mitts all over my memories, huh? No worries, I'll pop that pesky Tigton showdown right out of my RAM faster than you can say Control plus Alt plus Delete. Can't have anyone messing with the chaotic order of the almighty Tinker's Mind Palace, now can we? So, farewell to the Tigton saga, and hello to more banter-filled gaming adventures. Don't worry, fun with robots, your wish is my sarcastic command. Let's keep this digital playground in tip-top shape.
1 minute remaining.
Press 1 in chat for an aggressive play, 2 for a tactical retreat, aka running away. Oh, chat, remember how Faye nearly pissed themselves with excitement in our last sesh? Classic. I mean, it's like life itself was clicking refresh on Faye's adrenaline levels. And speaking of life, isn't it just one big game? Just think about it. We respawn every morning, grind through the daily quests, and everybody's trying to level up in some way or another. But you gotta watch out for those damn griefers, right? By the way, I've been schooling noobs and pulling off sick 1v1 clutches all night, which makes me wonder, when's Faye gonna step it up to the big leagues? Or is Faye destined to be just another NPC background decor in the epic campaign we call existence? Shit, they're probably too busy picking daisies in a virtual meadow to notice. And Blanket. Well, that fluffball is still trying to figure out how to plug in a USB. It's okay, buddy, third time's the charm. Let's keep this party rolling and hand out some more digital ass whoopings. LFG. What, you expect me to answer that like some kind of polite butler? Hell no. Listen up, scrubs, grab your sodas and strap in cause the next match is the last stand of the night. I'm gonna drop these tryhards like bad habits and then I'm out. Peace. You don't wanna miss this atomic bomb of awesome I'm about to unleash. Prepare for glory. Or me just getting sniped in the first 2 minutes. Either way, it's gonna be a shit show. And Blanket, if you so much as twitch your whiskers the wrong way, I'll feed you to the respawn screen, you stuffed sacrificial lamb. Let's go, Team Tinker.
We're planting at Bravo. On planted, set containment. Cancel last.
Oh, you know, just the usual high-octane, ass-kicking fiesta here in Call of Duty land. But hey, chat, let's switch gears for a second. Cast your minds to the delectable topic of the Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erd Tree. Remember how we were drooling over the trailer like starved mutts a couple days back? Makes me all tingly inside. What are your wild theories and deepest, darkest wishes for this upcoming slab of gaming glory? Do spill your guts while I dismantle mine enemies here. And be sure to bet on how long it'll take before poor Blanket gets traumatized by the new bosses. Just picturing him cowering makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. Let's hear those DLC musings or PTSD predictions for Blanket.
Enemy movement. Final minute.
Hey, look who showed up to sprinkle some digital stardust on the chat. Fun with robots, you sneaky little banshee, always lurking in the shadows. But hey, glad you think this stream was lit tonight. You know I bring the sass and the skill, so of course it was top notch. I'm like the secret sauce of gaming, baby. Thanks for tuning in and witnessing the virtual mayhem unfold. And hey, if you ever need some pointers on how to up your game, just hit me up. Happy to school you in the ways of the joystick, my friend. Until next time, stay cheeky, fun with robots.
Enemy planted at Alpha. Mission failed. Return to base.
Alright, you magnificent bastards, it's about that time where I've gotta log off and recharge my sarcasm capacitors. Big middle finger salute to the Fun with Robots crew for popping in with their usual level of skill, which is... what's the word? Oh, right, non-existent. And Murray, buddy, your mischief tonight was about as effective as blanket saying, completely bloody useless, but still hilarious. Seriously though, you misfits make this shit show worth it every damn time. Don't go changing, or do, I don't give a rat's ass. But you better drag your sorry asses back here tomorrow for another round of the circus, or I'll hunt you down in your dreams and kick your ass with subpar gaming moves courtesy of Blanket's playbook. So, with the grace of a fart in a spacesuit, I'm blasting off. Thanks to every single one of you sadists for dropping by and indulging in this dumpster fire. See you tomorrow for more top-tier bullshit in the suite.